Okay, guys, before we get this show started, let's get one thing straight right now. I do not use break hit point limit. I have to emphasize on this because you have no idea how many times my videos get bashed because I'm not using break hit point limit. Dude, your hit points are too low. No, they're not. 9,000 HP is more than enough to beat any monster in this game. You got it? You understand? Okay, good. Now then, however, there are some people who still want to use break hit point limit. So for that reason, I will show you good ways how to acquire it. But I'm not going to actually use it on my armor, but I will show you how to get them. First, let me show you how to get a quick, easy one. I don't think I've actually done this yet. Which is perfect because now I can show it on camera. You know something, guys? I can't tell you how happy I am that in order to get the trophy for this shit, all you have to do is open 5 chests and win the race, whether you touch the pose or not. If you had to do this shit without touching the pose, then this would probably be the most annoying trophy in the game. Because I'm telling you, it is very, very, very difficult to win this race with 5 chests without touching the pose. That shit is just... and that spot right there is probably the most annoying spot in this race because you have to like let go of the D-pad so that he doesn't hug the corners. Anyway, guys, probably the easiest and fastest way to acquire this is to win the race by opening 3 chests. You get 30 wings to discovery. Unfortunately, of course, you can only do this one time. Only once, sadly. It takes exactly 30 wings to discovery to make, what the fuck is it? There we go. Break hit point limit. I guess I'll probably make this one time just to please the crowd. Now, unfortunately, guys, some of you just aren't going to be satisfied with just one break hit point limit. So, in your case, we've got some grinding to do. Let's go to Titus, Waka, and Rika here. We're going to set their old drives to victim mode. Or in some form or another, find some way to grind, oh, fuck, ambushed! Okay, we're gonna have to stop that from happening. Definitely. Let me put this on to prevent that from ever happening again. Anyways, I was saying, we need to find some way or another to fastly grind Shiryu here. We're just gonna have everyone do double O drive. The items to make it are very easy to get. Have Waka do his attack wheels. Once again, if you suck at that last hit, I showed you how to fix that on the last episode. Counter attacks. There's a really good reason why I haven't maxed out my my defense yet, because it speeds up my grinding. You know what? I really don't like Bliss Ace because that last kick is quite difficult to do on this version. I messed it up so many times. Anyway, every time you kill Shiryu, or overkill him, you get 2 wings to discovery. Only 2. And as you see, once you're set up, it doesn't take very long to kill him. So all you gotta do is do that 15 more times, and you can make a break hit point limit, assuming that he doesn't drop Dark Matters. Now, there's another method that some people use, but I don't know why the fuck you would use this when killing Shiryu is much more effective. Some people are just too lazy to fight, and they prefer to bribe. Let's fight the Malbero. And bribe this guy for, what was it, 400,000, somewhere in that range. I'm going to do 500,000 just to go ahead and get this over with. I forgot the exact amount. I think it's 430, 450, 60, somewhere in that range. What the fuck you mean I missed? Yeah, if that happens, just do one more guild. Just keep doing that. It'll work eventually. Be gone. Okay, every time you do that, you get 3. You're supposed to get 4, but as you see, you only got 3. Okay, so let's do the math, guys. 500,000 gil times 10. 5 million gil for 1 break hit point limit. Fuck that shit. It'll be much, much more effective if you just kill Shimmy over and over and over and over and over again. By the time you're done with Shimmy, you would have spent maybe 200,000 gil. A little more if you drop Dark Matters. Now, allow me to reset the game so I can get back my gil. Another somewhat easy way to acquire break hit point limit is to beat Omega Weapon. There are 2 things wrong with this. For starters, there are no save points from the beginning to him. That's the main problem. And 2, unfortunately, I'm not sure about this, but I don't think that the one he drops has 3 free slots. I think at best it'll have 2 free slots. And even then, it might not be on the character that you want. If you really want it, I guess you can try killing him over and over again, but no thank you. The Nemesis also drops it, but I'm assuming that you're going to want this before you fight Nemesis. Okay, guys, and the final and probably what many of you are going to do if you're trying to get multiple break hit point limits and ribbons and customized break damage limit is to kill Dark Aeons. Unfortunately, in most cases, once you kill a Dark Aeon, it is gone for good. There is one exception, of course, Dark Yojimbo. In order to officially kill Dark Yojimbo, you have to actually kill him 5 times in a row. If you don't kill him 5 times in a row, you can keep fighting him over and over and over and over again. And I think that this was intentional so that we can have an easy way to get ribbons and break hit point limit and stuff like that. But like I said in my Japanese run, I think that this might have been intentional to prevent people from relying solely on Zamato to beat everything, because the chances of you doing Zamato 5 times in a row is very unlikely. So if you're relying on Zamato solely, then you're going to have a problem here. Unfortunately, guys, some of you are just too damn lazy to mainly raise your stats, so you're going to use Zamato. It's just a truth that you have to accept. In all honesty, guys, I'm really not supposed to be fighting this guy right now, head on, the way I am. But with a little luck, I'll be fine. Let's go. Yeah, like I said, I'm not supposed to fight this guy, but with a little luck, I can actually take him down. And by the way, unfortunately, in the first fight, he always ambushes you. That can't be avoided. Sentinel. And now, Riku, baby, do your thing. Hype Mighty G. Kozaku. I hate to use Yuna as a sponge like this, but I have to make sure that Walker doesn't fall so that he gets more turns. So if you're tactical and you've got pretty good knowledge of the game, you can actually beat all these Dark Aeons at a pretty low level, to be honest. In fact, you can beat every Dark Aeon without the aid of the Sphere Grid. But we're not going to talk about that right now. I still got nightmares from Dark Anima. Then there's that shit right there. That's where the Hyper Mighty God comes in. In order for me to kill this bastard as I am, I got to hit him with 4 attack reels. And as you see here, as long as I have Riku in my party, that shouldn't be a problem. Once again, guys, I'm going to keep saying this shit until you understand. Riku is more than just a 15-year-old sex symbol. Well, guys, this is news to me because it's not every day that I use Sentinel. Especially not against this fight. I never needed it before. It seems as if the dog is completely unaffected by Sentinel, and I'm assuming he's unaffected by Guard too, which is going to force me to change my tactics just a little bit later on down the road. So I'm gonna have to put Stone Proof on all 3 of my party members to stop that shit from happening. Now do you see why I hate dogs? Let me see if I can finish it with the anima now. I should be able to. I hope. Not yet, huh? Kozaku. Got him! It's a good thing I raised Walker's luck. I got him! I like how Riku's Hurler was still there even though she was turned to stone. Did you notice that? Grand Slam and a Dark Matter. That Grand Slam is a great damage limit for Walker, of course. And it has a magic counter. So for those of you who hate Blitzball, that's one way of getting out of this mess. Unfortunately, no telling how many tries it's going to take for him to do that. But that's not a bad customized weapon for Walker. I think I'll keep that. I'm just showing you a way to grind this guy. For those of you who have average stats and you're running out of patience and the model isn't working for you. You don't need to be God to take these guys down. You just got to be a little tactical. Because of shit like this. Yeah. I could grab something, but nah. And just in case I fuck up the attack wheels, let me put auto life on Walker, so he can get back up and do it again. That's all I need to win the fight. See what I mean? That's why I put on life on Walker in case I fucked up on the last one. That's why I did that. That's exactly why I did that. But it was still enough to kill him. You know, I knew I was gonna miss him on the last one. I just knew it. And why does the dog stay there after you kill his master? Another good. Okay, I got that 2 times in a row. Look at that. Look, that is some fucking bullshit. You see that? Guys, I'm not sure about this, but I just thought of something. I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence, but it might not be. And by the way, guys, this is the 3rd fight over here. A lot of people pass this fight when they're trying to do this thing. So yeah, this is the third fight. Um, Maybe it's just a coincidence, but the person who does the finishing blow, are they the ones who have a high chance of getting a drop item from monsters, something like that? Because I've gotten so many Titus drops when I was fighting One Eye, because Titus was the one who was constantly Titus was the one who was actually constantly doing all the killing. Just have Walker do this. That's a few less attack reels I gotta do. Riku baby, I can put on your weapon now. Now you can attack. And then there's that. Yeah, see that? Yeah, that fucking shit right there. And unfortunately, Riku doesn't have stone proof on. So now, without her, I am gonna have a big problem. I can't tell you how much I wish they would have removed this shit. Well, not remove it, but made the Dark Aeons and Penance immune to it. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who simply spam this on all the Dark Aeons and Penance, and they got the trophy that way. But, oh well. Now, notice the bug there. Riku was shattered to pieces, sadly, and her halo was still on the screen. Yet another bug this game has. Ironside. So no matter what I do, I can't seem to get this guy to drop Bray hit point limit. Not that I care, because I really don't need the shit, but oh well. In a way, it may take some time, but once you're pretty confident at killing Dr. Jimbo, eventually you can collect all the break hit point limits you want for your characters, if you want the shit for whatever reason. He also drops ribbons, break damage limit, as you see, so that'll be very helpful for those of you who having trouble with Blitzball, Tidus's game, fuck that. And of course, Lulu's 200 lightning dodge crap, fuck that too. So Dr. Jumbo is a nice backdoor for those situations. So guys, if you really need break hit point limit, I recommend just killing Shimryu over and over and over again. It'll be a lot faster, and that way you can actually choose who gets break hit point limit. Now, while we're on the subject of killing Dr. Jimbo, unfortunately guys, this is also the absolute best way to get ribbons. I'm not going to bother getting it right now. I'll probably show it to you later on, but everybody knows that that Dark Aeons drop ribbons. So if you really want to get a ribbon, there's no better way. Keep killing Dr. Jimbo, because the only other ways to get a ribbon is by getting 99 dark matters by catching 5 of everything in the game, of course, and then after that you gotta get dark matters mainly from your Jimbo or any other Dark Aeon, but it's best for your Jimbo, of course, or the red drops from the Monster Arena. Fuck that shit. Now, normally by the time I'm done with all my sphere grid grinding, I would have attained somewhere around 50 or 60 or somewhere around 50 or 90 dark matters, and then I just keep fighting Dark Jimbo until I got enough to make my break damage limit custom weapon or ribbon if I really want it. In all honesty, I would say ribbon is only needed if you're trying to do the Apprentice Extreme Challenge. As for the Dark Aeons, Stone Proof and Sleep Proof is more than enough to beat pretty much everything else. All you need then is like Auto Haste, Auto Phoenix, and you'll be fine. I mean, seriously, you really, like I said, unless you're doing a Penance and Stream challenge, you really don't need ribbons in this game. I mean, it's nice to have, but it's not needed. So what about Penance? The reason why you don't need ribbons on Penance is because you're supposed to kill the orange before they ever get a turn. That's why. His basic attack does slow, but you have Auto Haste, so that's kind of irrelevant. Speaking of Auto Haste, Momo, not now! Damn it! She always does that every time. Every time I'm talking into the computer, she comes out of nowhere and stands in front of it. I hate that. For the most part, guys, Auto Haste and Auto Phoenix are really the only two abilities that you need for most of the monsters in this game. So I guess we'll start with Auto Phoenix. Of course, to make Auto Phoenix, all you need is 20 Mega Phoenixes, Mega Combat. And you see I got a lot of these for Waka. You can easily get this by fighting the Greatest Sphere, of course. That's how I got all these. So if you want to get Auto Phoenix first, just fight the Greatest Sphere. Auto Haste, I think the only monster in the game that drops Auto Haste is Dark Mindy. So if you want Auto Haste, we're gonna have to get the hard way. We already talked about how to obtain Chocobo Wings. Omega Dungeon, bribe this guy right here. I caught 10 of them, really? Must did off screen. Bribe this guy right here. What was it again? 360,000. Actually, nah, I don't need to save because bribing them twice will normally result in 99 Chocobo Wings. And I don't feel like resetting right now. I'm behind my LP again. Be gone. Okay, the TV is too loud. It's throwing off my sync for the episode here. All right, 60. Now that's how many you're supposed to get. Now instead of bribing for another 300,000 and overflowing 30 Chocobo Wings, at this point, this is when I fight the Cactar to get the rest of them. Unfortunately, guys, as I said, you don't have what's her name, Mess Thief. As I said, guys, Auto Haste is actually the bread and butter ability here. So you're gonna want that for your whole party. Getting 7 Auto Hastes is gonna take a long time, unfortunately. So, oh, good, I got 3. Also, I don't normally get that many. Damn, Cactar. Still haven't forgot what you did to me last time. Actually, guys, you can probably get by with SOS Haste. The reason for this is because, yeah, I think I will have one character stick with SOS Haste to show you that you can actually use that for some of the Dark Aeons and not have to waste time with Auto Haste. The reason for this is because once you have max hit points, 9,000, since you have an odd number of hit points, you'll automatically come back in SOS Haste. But we'll talk about that later. I just remember, guys, remember when I told you that I was going to keep Kamari speed low? I also kept Orange speed low too. Here's one of the reasons why I decided to do that. See this? Since Kamari and Owen are so damn slow, Riku gets all the turns. This serves 2 purposes. As you see, it speeds up my grinding, since I don't have to have Kamari and Owen defend all the time, waiting to get back to Riku's turn. Fuck that. But the main thing, guys, is this prevents me from needing to get more than 1 Master Thief. Because unfortunately, guys, after your first 30 free pendulums, getting more of these is a bitch unless you're rich. That's one of the reasons why I keep Kamari at low speed. I'll show you the other one later on. Yoink. 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 I mean, guys, of course there are many different abilities that you can put on your armor and stuff like that. But I'm assuming that you're training for the Monster Arena and the Dark Aeons. So, you know, those are like the only ones that I'm really concerned with right now. That reminds me, guys. Break MP limit. You don't need the shit. You do not need more than 900 magic points. You don't. You do not. I'm not going to even go into that. Alright, Miracle coming back for Waka here. We're just going to take those Chocobo wings and voila, auto haste. Now, your last two abilities actually depends on what you're fighting. I'm going to assume that you want the best armor for the Dark Aeons. Some people are going to say ribbon. I'm going to say it's not ribbon considering what you have to go through to get it. Because the thing is, if you want to put ribbon on your armor, you want to get ribbon first. Now, I said you really didn't need ribbon and you don't need it. But I will admit that ribbon is very helpful against the Dark Maxises and Dark Anima because of the Mega Graviton doing all kind of stats effects, including Doom. For that reason, when I'm grinding Dark Gemo to make my magic-based weapons for Lulu and Yuna and Riku, we'll talk about that later. I normally get ribbons for the entire party. Sometimes it'll come with like break hit point limit or curse proof or whatever, but I'm only looking for ribbon. And if I do get those ribbons, that I use it for those two fights only, the Dark Maxises and Dark Anima. Sometimes I use it on Dark Bahamut if I really want to do that. And then I put like auto haste on it, and maybe auto Phoenix if I got room. Anyone who didn't get a ribbon, I would simply use Stone Proof and Sleep Proof for Dark Anima and Dark Maxises. But we'll talk about that later. Another really good ability is Auto Protect. And I can indeed make one, but I don't want to put it on that one. I'm going to put Auto Protect on this one. I'm going to put Auto Protect right here. This is going to be Waka's armor for fighting Penance later on, as well as this defense 20%. We'll talk about that in a minute. The best way to get light curves is to fight this bastard right here. And I don't know why I didn't put on Tidus's ultimate weapon. What's the steel item, by the way? I forgot. What you got? Stamina Spring? I don't need that shit. Okay. This guy is very slow. He does hit pretty hard, but he's very slow. So by the time you're done with your... damn, baby. Wrong weapon. By the time you're done with your sphere grid grinding, you should be strong enough and fast enough to take him out before he ever gets a turn. Even without quick hit. You don't even need quick hit here. Auto haste, 170 agility, max strength, and you can kill this guy before he gets a turn. Easy, 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 easy. And every time you do that, you get 40 light curtains. So do that twice and you can make Auto Protect. The next ability I'm going to talk about is Defense 20%. This is a very underrated ability that some people don't know about. Defense 20% is actually the main reason why I don't need more than 9,000 hit points. The best way to make this is by oh, I forgot he counterattacks with fucking 10,000 needles. Knowing little fucker here. And it was I was saying, guys, the best way to get that is just by killing this guy over and over and over and over and over again. Every time you kill him, he drops 6 if he doesn't drop Dark Mass, of course. And the good thing about that is You only need 4 of them to make it. Let me go ahead and finish Waka. Where is he? Uh, what did I do with that damn thing anyway? Auto medicine. Auto medicine, you don't need that. That's like a main game thing there, but after the main game, you're not gonna need that shit. I thought I. There we go. Okay, auto potion, auto protect, and defense 20%. There we go, right there. This ability is the reason why I don't need more than 9,000 hit points for the most part. There are still some attacks that will break it, like Kamisade and Razi and all that, but that's where Auto Phoenix comes in. I rather use Auto Phoenix over break hit point limit. Some people might consider Auto Phoenix cheap, but it's a lot easier to make and a lot faster to make. Okay, guys, and as I said for Ribbon, uh, unfortunately, Ribbon takes 99 Dark Matters. 99. Fuck that. Your best bet is to kill Dark Jimbo over and over and over and over and over again. You don't need break hit point, break MP limit. Fuck that. No encounters. I'd rather just get that from the Demonalis or whatever. No point of custom making that. All this other stuff really isn't needed. Pickpocket, you don't need that when you got Master Thief. Auto Finish, we talked about that already. All this other stuff, you really don't need all this shit on your armor. You really don't. Auto Flat, no. Auto Protect, Auto Shell. Auto Shell, unless you've got over 40,000 hit points, that's not gonna help you against Nemesis really. So don't bother. Best to just use Hypermighty Guard or something like that to bring it back. Death Proof, nah, it's not worth it. Yeah, you really don't need all this other shit. It's just totally useless. I already talked about Master Thief for stealing items. You really only need one of these, and the best way to do it is by passing that chocobo race. If for some reason you need more than one of these, or you can't pass that race, then you need to bribe Ultimate Weapon. Having more than one Master Thief might speed up your grinding, but considering how much gil you need to bribe to get this shit, I just don't think it's worth it. A million gil is way too much when I can just simply add another 20 seconds to steal the rare item again. And not only that, as I just showed you with the cat card a minute ago, normally when I want to steal something over and over again, I have Riku do all the stealing while my slow people just do nothing. So there's no point in me having more than one Master Thief. You can also get these from the Slug, I think, the pendulums. You can get them from the Slug, but I can imagine that you're going to want it long before then. Alright guys, and now for the weapons. The customized weapons. I'm going to assume that if you want to make a customized weapon, you're having trouble getting the celestial weapons for people like Waka, Lulu, Kamari, so on and so forth. Lulu, we'll deal with you in a minute, baby. Yuna, easy. Kamari. Ashley, this isn't as hard as I thought it was anymore, because I thought you had to pass that shit without touching the red butterflies, but you can. So it's not hard anymore, but for Orin, it's easy, just a little time consuming, but no need for this. Riku, easy, just a little time consuming. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you're having trouble getting customized weapons for Tidus, Waka, and Lulu. Those are the ones that you're going to have a hard time getting a weapon for. Alright, we're going to start with Lulu because that's probably the one that nobody's going to get. Goddamn 200 lightning bolts. You can try your luck with Dark Jimbo to try to get him to drop a break damage limit for Lulu. Unfortunately, it will usually come with overdrive AP, which really isn't a problem because she shouldn't be using her overdrive. Counterattack or magic counter, you don't want those on Lulu's weapons. So instead, I prefer to just buy a 4-slotted free weapon and then put break damage limit on that. Of course, it takes 60 dark matters to make a break damage limit. There was a time in the past where I was just completely unable to get Lulu's weapon. The way I do this, guys, is by the time I'm done with my my sphere grid grinding in the monster arena, I would have attained about 30 or 40 dark matters. At that point, I keep finding Dark Yojimbo to get, the remaining I need, and then I make my weapon that way. If you don't have a lot of dark matters and you're close to unlocking Ultimate Buster, just go ahead and do that to get 99 dark matters. But it's best to save that for a ribbon if you want it. Okay, so we got break damage limit. Now we need 1 MP cost and magic booster. Let's start with magic booster. It's really simple. All you need to make magic booster is turbo ethers. I forgot the exact amount. I don't keep up with stuff like that because I only make this once, well, 3 times, but it's not that hard. Just go to the cave of the Stolen Faith and bribe that little mushroom thing. He drops turbo ethers when you bribe him. And now for 1 MP cost, this should not be a problem at all because you got 63 stars for unlocking Earth Eater. Fuck that goddamn chocobo race with the 5 chests, no pose. Screw that, it's way too damn difficult. If you use them all, don't worry. You can steal 3 stars from Shimmer You. That Chak Wannabe in the Monster Arena also has 3 stars as a rare steal. In any case, this shouldn't be a problem at all. Now, Lulu does not need triple overdrive because it's just not worth it. Because I already told you why her Fury really isn't worth it unless you're playing no speaker game, of course. It's sexy, but it really sucks. Your 4th ability needs to be either First Strike or Magic 20%. We're going to go with a Magic 20% because First Strike is a total waste. If you want Lulu to attack first, just have someone switch in like that. I prefer Magic 20% since I am indeed going to be using Lulu to attack some of the Dark Aeons with magic. Now the good news is you really don't need magic at all, to be honest. There are only a few monsters in the game like Jummerflan that require you to attack them with magic, and that's where Yuna's superpower anima comes in. So if making a weapon for Lulu is becoming a pain in the ass, you can just ignore it completely, to be honest. You really don't need magic in this game. It's just there to look flashy. And if you want to challenge yourself by beating the Dark Magus Sisters, all 3 of them together, without summoning an Aeon, then yeah, you're going to need magic to do that. For Tidus and Waka, I recommend that you do the exact same thing. Just keep fighting Dark Yojimbo over and over and over again until he drops break damage limit. Magic counter is actually a total waste. You really don't need this. You do need regular counter, but you don't want magic counter. Now, of course, if you're trying to make a customized weapon for Tidus and Waka, that means you won't be killing him with attack reels and slicing dice anytime soon. So how are you going to beat this guy at a reasonable rate? In your case, I hate to say it, but use a motto. Once again, guys, I never said that I didn't use a motto. I said it's cheap. But I have to admit there are some times when Zamato comes in handy. Some people might want to get ribbons or break damage limit weapons before they're actually strong enough to take Dark Yojimbo on head on and stuff like that. Some people hate Blitzball. Some people just suck at it. And that goddamn chocobo race is annoying as fuck. Some of you just aren't going to be able to get Tidus and Waka's Celestial Weapon at full power. So you're going to need a back door, and the best way to do it is by Dark Yojimbo, but you can't kill him because you don't have a strong character. So use a motto. As long as you don't do it 5 times in a row, you still need to kill him fair and square after you get your weapons. Regardless of whichever method you're using to kill Dark Yojimbo, eventually he will drop a break damage limit for Tidus and Waka. If it comes with a counterattack, keep it. If it comes with an overdrive AP, throw that shit away. If it comes with a magic counter, you might can keep that. It's just that it's a total waste, and you might want to use that 4th ability for something else. If it doesn't come with anything, just go ahead and put evade and counter on it with a teleport sphere. Really, really easy. Alright, we already know we're going to put triple low drive on this thing, so let's go ahead and do that now. We already talked about triple low drive. Bribe the big sandworm for a winning formula. Now, your 4th ability needs to be either first strike or stream 20%. I recommend stream 20% for the same reason with Lulu's weapon. Just have somebody else switch them in if you want first strike. Alright, so let's give that weapon a test with damage 20%. If I can, because he won't stop doing shit like this. Yeah, guys, some of you are going to be fighting Dr. Jimbo over and over and over and over and over again, so just get used to it and get used to hearing this music. And there we go, 99,000 with a customized weapon. And that's with Dr. Jimbo's defense is somewhere in the 200s. So with that said, you'll usually do 90,000 to the Dark Aeons, even with a customized weapon. Unfortunately, guys, I don't think strength 20% affects your overdrives. I'll tell you in a minute, but I don't think it does. Nope, it doesn't. Strength 20% does not affect your overdrives, which is very, very unfortunate. But it's all good. Yeah, you're gonna need high luck to get that critic hit on these Dark Aeons, because most of the Dark Aeons got pretty high luck, unfortunately, especially that guy. Shutout. Is that a ribbon? I think it is. I got a ribbon. And break hit point limit. Not that I need it, but oh well. So yeah, guys, you want to make that exact same weapon for both Tidus and Waka, and maybe Kamari if you're having a hard time with the butterfly game, but it's not that difficult. Unfortunately, guys, against foes like Dark Bahamut and Dark Animal that have really, really high physical defense, and of course Penis in the first stage with the auto protect, your physical attacks aren't going to do that much damage because these things don't completely ignore defense like celestial weapons do. But for those of you who have a hard time getting the celestial weapons, this is what you're going to have to do. I think that about wraps it up for this episode because I can't think of any other abilities you would want to use. So we're going to end this thing right here. On the next episode, we're going to take on the arena monsters. I've got some off-screen grinding to do. See you later. Take it easy.